Boy, do I have a cool one for you guys today. It is the Epiphone Watch Him Become a God Dave Mustaine Flying V Custom. I really wanted to check out and demonstrate one of these for a long time now, and luckily a friend of mine bought it, and I'm gonna do exactly that now. Before I move on to the Epiphone, you should know that there is an expensive Gibson version which is made by the Gibson Custom Shop. Of course, this makes it a totally different guitar. The main visual differences that you can see on pictures are the inlays, and the control knobs are the witch hats. Make no mistake though, this is a totally different guitar. You can check out my Gibson vs Epiphone Les Paul custom video to figure out what the differences between the two guitars might be. They claim that the electronics and the pickups are the same, but I doubt that because they're wired in different places with different materials. And of course, one of the biggest differences, the Gibson comes in two colors, the ebony and the red amber burst. Anyway, let's check out the Epiphone website. Cool, inspired by Gibson Custom. I wanna check out one of these. So, we go into electric guitars, artist collection. Here we have some really cool stuff, some of which I've already checked out. You have the Dave Grohl, the Adam Jones. Ooh, look at that, Kirk Hammett's Greenie and the Purple Flying V. I wanna get my hands on these. Jared James Nichols, hopefully I will check a gold top version of this. The Adam Jones again. And here they are, the Dave Mustaine Flying V Custom and the Dave Mustaine Flying V Prophecy. I had the chance to try one of these out, and honestly I wasn't too happy about it. I'm gonna mention some of the differences with the custom, but for now we're gonna concentrate on the Dave Mustaine Flying V Custom. I'm just gonna say it, I think the Dave Mustaine Flying V Custom is better than the Prophecy. And here is the official listing for it, you can pause and read it, and then we're gonna go quickly through the official specs. Some of the highlights: the Flying V body style, mahogany body, the artist profile which feels really comfortable to me, 24 frets of course for soloing. Then we got the hardware, black nickel hardware to go with the metallic color. I'm gonna swap the bridge, and I had a bit of a trouble with the tailpiece Flying V string through construction that I'm gonna show you later in the video. The Dave Mustaine signature Seymour Duncan Thrash Factory was a surprise, and I'm a huge fan of the hard shell case. I'm sure most of you know who Megadeth are. They are part of the Big Four, the thrash metal gods, and Dave Mustaine is the best guitar player Metallica ever had. I'm kidding, of course. But yeah, Dave was originally in Metallica, and then he was kicked out for being an asshole and formed Megadeth because he wanted to outplay Metallica. And in fact he did. I think he's a better guitar player than anybody in Metallica. In Dave's words, he wanted to become better than everybody. He wanted to combine rhythm and lead playing, and his guitars show that. He has signature guitars with Gibson, Kramer, Dean, and I think ESP. And what most of them have in common are the crazy shapes like the Explorer, Flying V, 24 frets, shreddy neck, and of course the piercing metal sound. What's cool about this particular Epiphone signature is that it combines the Flying V body with the Explorer headstock. I don't think you get that combination in any other modern Epiphone Flying V. It is a bit pricey though. In fact, it's one of the most expensive Epiphone signature guitars that money can buy you these days. You get this one for around $1,700. In this video I'm gonna check it out and try to justify the amount of money it's worth. So, should you buy the Dave Mustaine Flying V Custom? Maybe you should. Here's why. It is a brand new guitar, but even brand new guitars need some attention. Luckily, the frets are good, so I don't need to polish them. Maybe some fingerboard oil, it is dry, and I'm definitely gonna put new strings, the elixirs, and I'm gonna swap the bridge, as the owner requested. Pickups out of the way, review a couple of usual stuff. First of all, luckily we can see the color of the mahogany body. Then there's the routing for the electronics, which starts from this huge hole here in the neck pocket. Nothing unusual, I'm used to seeing this routing job. What the guys at the Chinese factory do is they route with a huge drill bit through both pickup cavities and through the neck pocket. It's a bit rough as usual, but hey, it gets the job done. Again, as usual, paint in the neck pickup cavity, and the bridge is unfinished, so they can apply the QR sticker, which has the serial number, model number, and the model designation. Here's another angle of the routing job. It is rough. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's rough. I know they need to get to all the cavities, but I think they could have done a bit better. The pickups are one of the best things in this guitar. In fact, I want a set of those, but they're not sold separately. The Seymour Duncan Dave Mustaine Thrash Factory Set. They are passive, black shooting paint on the backside, designated SH1N neck, and the date is 2022 May 19th. I think the neck is not that important, but still they made it fit in the set with this satin finish for the coils, black screws, Seymour Duncan logo. The bridge pickup though has the Dave Mustaine name on it, Seymour Duncan, black coil again, and on the back side we have the designation Thrash Factory Bridge. The date is 2022 September 22nd. So what I think is that the Thrasher Factory Bridge is more important, and the neck pickup is just an afterthought, some sort of modification of an existing Seymour Duncan pickup to go along with the hot bridge. Still, I'm happy that Seymour Duncan were not lazy and they made them fit like a set. Yeah, you know I'm stickler for the screws. You got the lower neck pickup ring and the higher bridge, so we got short screws for the neck, long screws for the bridge. I'm happy with that. I also like separating them during disassembly. The control scheme, we have neck volume, bridge volume, which are close enough to the bridge for volume swells, a three-way switch, and a master tone. I'm really interested to see how the Thrash Factory would measure, starting with the bridge position. I'm expecting it to be hot, and indeed it is really hot at 1628 k ohms. For example, the Les Paul Custom that I love is at 13. This is active pickups territory. This is like the EMG. Although it definitely doesn't sound like an active pickup, it's much more drier, more pronounced, it's not scratchy. I guess that's why I like it. The neck position. Things are back to normal here at 749, which I would expect for a PAF at the neck position for soloing. Middle position, 655. Here's one of the main differences between the Custom and the Prophecy versions. The Custom has the lock tone bridge and the string through body construction for the tailpiece, opposed to the Prophecy, which has the lock tone bridge combined with the hard tailpiece. The string through body tailpiece retains the classic look of the Flying V, but does come with a few problems that I'm gonna demonstrate a little bit later. Now, the lock tone bridge you've seen on a lot of guitars that I've already demonstrated. Individual saddles held by place by a spring, Epiphone logo on the bottom, locking notches in the holes, thumb wheel and screwdriver adjustable. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of these. The locking seems to break with time, the springs gets out of place and the saddles don't intonate properly and break. This is the replacement bridge chosen for this particular guitar. It is the Grover metric locking. Let's for the hell of it weigh both, starting with the lock tone, which weighs 47 grams. I think the Grover is a bit heavier, and yet not by much, but 52 grams. Now, let's again, just for the hell of it, weigh the struts as well. These are the lock tone original struts, 22 grams. Let's check out the Grover ones. And a bit heavier at 26. Not a big difference, but the quality of both bridges is different. I'm just gonna install the new struts, I'm not gonna pull the inserts, and they fit perfect with the thread of the original inserts. And just like that, an easy swap, the Grover replaces the lock tone. Although there's a problem with both bridges. You've noticed the band that I've wrapped around the strings between the bridge and the tailpiece. Unfortunately, the 6th string resonates between the bridge and the tailpiece. A design flaw. I'm starting to figure out why I like this guitar. Of course, the custom factor for it, starting with the multiply bound body, of course only for the top, not for the back, and the cool black metallic finish. Check it out. The Flying V is a 50s design, but Dave went with a couple of modern features, like check out the sloping here compared to the 58. Here I have the 58 Epiphone Flying V and the Carina. Check out the high fret access on both. The shoulders here are much wider compared to the sloped ones on the Dave Mustaine Flying V. Combine that with the chunky neck on the Carina and the 58 and they're not suitable for lead guitar playing. Ooh, and also here's the Explorer headstock on the Epiphone. The rest of the body is similar to the 58 with a couple of small differences. I think the body on the custom is a bit thinner than the 58. So we have mahogany neck with a set neck construction, ebony fingerboard, 24 frets, binding for the fingerboard with black side dots. One of the few issues that I have with the Dave Mustaine custom, and this applies to most Epiphone guitars, the way they apply frets. Some of them are not leveled properly, some glue sticking out of them. Definitely could be a better job for the money. The owner of this guitar told me that he's gonna give it to a guitar tech to do a proper fret leveling. I'm also not too happy with the fret inlays. These are dot plastic ones, and I think Epiphone could have splurged for the Gibson style of the inlays, but anyway, it is what it is. The nut is the Graphtec. The headstock has multiply binding, the Epiphone logo, Grover, Rotomatic mini tuners. That's the headstock we see on the Xturas that I've already reviewed, and I think it's pretty cool combined with the Flying V body. The truss rod cavity looks like this. Two-way adjustable by a 4mm Allen wrench and covered with the signature Dave Mustaine bell with 3 screws. 2-ply, black and white. Let's see if it matches the signature on his pickups, and sure enough, close. The nut is 43mm wide or 1.69 inch. The 12 fret is at 52.5mm or 2.06 inches. Thickness at the first fret 20.4mm or 0.80 inch. Thickness at the 12th fret 21.5mm or 0.84 inch. Body thickness 41.5mm or 1.63 inch. The distance between the pickups 39.5mm or 1.55 inch. Fretboard radius of 12 inches. This is the Dave Mustaine artist profile of the neck. It feels rounded off at the first fret and getting flatter for shreddy stuff at the 12th. The back of the guitar doesn't have the binding but still has this cool black metallic finish. Uncomfortable placing for the output jack, which definitely needs to be replaced. The strap button here and the ferrules for the string through body construction. I've noticed there's something missing, and it's this. The 58 Epiphone Flying V features this grip / leg support that the Mustaine doesn't. Here's the cover for the electronics, 4 screws and a gloss finish. The back side of it has this shielding foil on it, and you have a lot of space for activities in here. You have the neck volume, the bridge volume pot. Both of these are, I think, CTS 500K pots, the Gibson Electronics for the Dave Mustaine signature. The 3-way switch is crap, of course, and you have the 500K tone pot as well. A capacitor here on the tone pot. It's a decent space, although I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to fit active electronics in here, such as the James Hetfield set. I mean, why wouldn't you play Metallica on this guitar? Glued in set neck construction, perfect flush with the body, good for shreddy stuff, combined with the sloped shoulders, a good high fret access for soloing, which Dave does a lot. If you wanna do the shreddy stuff, this is definitely your guitar. The neck has the same high gloss finish. This is polyurethane, so it is a bit sticky, keep in mind. Not as sticky as nitro, but still tends to stick when you're sweating, so keep that in mind definitely when you're choosing this guitar. I wouldn't sand this one down because it's gonna lose some of its appeal. I mean, look how pretty it looks. If I have to guess, I would say 3-piece mahogany neck and separate pieces for the headstock, probably 2 wings. Usual stuff with the labeling, we have the QC inspection sticker, handcrafted in China, the Grover Mini Rotomatics 16 line. Serial number reads 230215. 15 is the Qingdao Chinese factory, and we have the cool Dave Mustaine logo on the back, Dave holding a flying V. These are the Rotomatics outside of the guitar. They have the usual marking on the back side, and let's weigh one of these. The Grover logo, I see some plastic bushings in here. These are pretty substantial, they feel good and they seem to hold the tuning okay. The whole assembly weighs 36 grams. The custom comes with a cool case which is included, 3 latches, 1, 2, 3 in the front, a sturdy leather handle, the Dave Mustaine logo that you saw on the back of the headstock, which is again pretty cool. The back side has some support for if you want to put it standing up. The Epiphone logo, pretty on the outside, pretty on the inside. It has this beautiful plush, soft to the feel lining inside. Perfect cut for the shape of the guitar. It also features this huge compartment for accessories. It opens with the Epiphone branded leather strap. It has some stickers, some documentation inside that I'm gonna demonstrate for you guys. We got the usual stuff that I see on most Epiphone guitars. The Gibson branded strings, Epiphone stickers, some more Epiphone stickers, the download Gibson app instruction, and this is like a lifetime warranty thing that you can pause and read. The big Epiphone sticker, usual stuff again that I see on most new models on 23 and 24. In fact, even back to 2020. Unfortunately, no certificate of authenticity. It is lightweight at 3141 grams or almost 7 pounds. Now let's hear it. honest thoughts about the Dave Mustaine Flying V Custom. First of all, would I buy one? I'm not a fan of the Flying V shape because I play mostly sitting down. You must consider that when playing sitting down. The output jack is in a position that it's not comfortable for me. I tend to pop it out of place every time, even though if I'm using an angle jack or a straight jack, it's just not a comfortable position, even if you're playing in the classical position. Now, would I buy this guitar if I'm a Dave Mustaine and a Flying V fan? Yes, definitely. I love the Explorer headstock, I think it's classy, I like the binding, I like the color, I like the Seymour Duncan Dave Mustaine Thrash Factor Set. The neck profile is good, substantial at the first fret, thin at the 12th, good for soloing, good high fret access. I think that's gonna be an absolute killer of a guitar for playing standing up. I love the fact that it comes with this cool hard shell case. Unfortunately, I do have some complaints. The first one is in general with signature models that I've nagged about so many times with Epiphone signatures. Include the goddamn certificate or just a photo of the artist. Come on, it's not that hard. Then there's the price. I know that these are the new Epiphone pricings. $1,700 for a signature guitar is not that much, I guess, but still a lot of money. And for that amount of money, I don't want a cheap output jack, a cheap three-way switch, unlevel frets, glue on the frets, the cheap lock tone bridge, and the problem with the resonance between the bridge and the tailpiece string through body construction. All these issues can be fixed, the parts can be replaced, but come on, Epiphone for $1,700, you can do better.